Good morning, and welcome to the Excelling as a Manager or Supervisor seminar. I'm Deb Lecki, and I will be your hostess today. And if we can, I'd like to go around the room and do some brief introductions, just your name if you will. And if we can start over here. Great, thank you. I believe congratulations are in order. Some of you have been recently promoted into this new position as a manager or supervisor. And some of you in the room may have been doing this for a little while, but we're all in the same boat. We've all transitioned from a role as a worker into this new role as a supervisor or manager. And for the sake of clarification, I'm going to be using those terms interchangeably throughout the day. Sometimes I'll say manager, sometimes I'll say supervisor, and they really mean the same thing. But either way, I applaud you for being here. I don't know about the rest of you, but when I was a first-time manager and I went back to my desk, I didn't find the How to Be a New Manager manual waiting for me. The first time that I became a manager, I was driving on my way to Kentucky, business trip, and my manager called me. And he started asking me how I felt about this person that I work with. I thought it rather odd that he was asking me this question, but okay, I'll go with it. So I'm saying things like, yeah, he's a great worker, contributor. I enjoy working with him. He's been great on the projects we've done. No, I like him. And my manager says to me, good, because he's now reporting to you. And that is how I found out, for the first time, I would be a manager. And I did go back to my desk. I didn't find the manual. And that's what a lot of us find ourselves in. A position that is brand new, but yet we're not sure we feel prepared for it. And that's why we're here today. I'm sure, like me, you had some initial reactions to when you were told or you were asked to be a manager. I was thinking things like, wow, this is great, you know, this is new, and I'm going to be on the management side of things. And then there were also simultaneously those feelings of concern, some doubt, the now what question. So what I want you folks to do is to take a minute, go ahead and write down what were your initial reactions when you found out that you were going to be a new manager, a new supervisor. Both positive as well as those concerns that you might have had. Just go ahead and take a moment and write those down. Everyone have them written down? And don't worry if you don't have them all, and if you think of something as the day goes on, go ahead and jot them down, because we're going to put those to the side for now. We're going to refer back to them later. What I want to do now is go over what we're going to cover throughout the day. Remember, I said that you're going to take back with you practical tips and techniques. So things we're going to cover today: transitioning from being the worker to being a supervisor, how to develop and use leadership abilities, what are some essential management skills that you're going to need, how do we boost productivity of our new direct reports? We'll do that through motivation and through strengths finding. How do we manage all the projects and priorities? What are some of those essential communication skills? Again, being in a different role now, we communicate differently. Addressing and correcting problem behavior. And we'd like to think that we don't have to deal with any of that, but there may come a time where you do. In addition to, how do we control conflict? And then finally, how do we manage ourselves? How do we remain cool, calm, and collected when there's all this stuff going around us? So let's start with transitioning from being the worker to now being the supervisor. We have a couple of things that we're going to cover within this particular topic. What are those day-to-day responsibilities for us as a manager? How do we take charge? Because now we're the ones calling the shots. What are these relationship boundaries between us and our managers? And what about the social relationships between us and now our direct report or reports? We might have been a colleague or a coworker yesterday, and today we're their manager. And then finally, there are 10 common missteps that we'll go over. Question for you. When you were the worker, there were tasks that needed to get done. What were some things that were important to you to know before you began that project? Just kind of throw out some things that, before you began, these are the questions that I would have for my manager. Yes. Clarifying what the project is. Yes. What the deadline of the project is. Good. Will we be working with anyone else, or is it just ours? Excellent. All good points. When we were the worker, these were the things that we needed to know to get our tasks done. Now we're on the side that is giving that information to our direct report or our direct reports. We're the one coming up with them. So here's what I would like us to do for the next few minutes. I'd like you to just kind of jot down, basically outline, what does a typical day look like in your mind right now of a manager? What does the typical day look like of a manager? Let's go ahead and create an outline. Why don't we take a few minutes and do that? Thank you.